Some scientists have estimated the average person might eat 5 grams of microplastics in a week, about the same weight of a credit card. Oh gosh. Ugh. In today's world, plastic is everywhere and in everything. Packaging, electronics, toys, furniture, clothing, makeup, paint, you name it. But have you ever wondered why plastic is all over the place? Well, there are a few reasons, but before we get into those, what even is plastic? What is it made of? Plastic is a synthetic or human-made material that is made up of polymers. Polymers are long, repeating chains of molecules. Polymers are found everywhere in nature, but humans can also create polymers from crude oil, natural gas, or coal, all of which are fossil fuels. Also, and this will be important, crude oil is unrefined petroleum. It is the raw version of oil that we get from underground and can refine it into gas and petroleum. It can also be heated to such a degree that the newly separated components can be turned into plastics. Most plastics nowadays are made from polymers and chemicals that come from crude oil. Now, why do we use plastic so much in our lives? Well, plastic is very malleable, which means it can be molded into all kinds of different shapes and sizes. It can be soft and flexible, or very hard and stiff. In addition to being malleable, plastic is lightweight, durable, and can be used for a variety of different things. Plastic is also very cheap to manufacture and easy to produce in large quantities, which makes it very convenient for companies to make and use plastics in their products and for packaging. Well, this sounds great, right? Plastic is something that is easy to make and can be used for a variety of different things, but not exactly. A major problem that is caused by all this plastic in our society is plastic pollution, which is a huge environmental concern. A lot of the plastic in our world is single-use plastic, meaning that we use it once, think of a water bottle or a candy wrapper, and then we throw it away, never to be used again. And because plastics are so durable, they don't break down naturally in the environment and can take hundreds to thousands of years to decompose. Another scary thing about plastic pollution is microplastics. Microplastics are tiny pieces of plastic, less than 5 milliliters long. These tiny invisible plastic particles are now present in water bodies. There are 51 trillion microplastic particles in the ocean, where they get swallowed up by all kinds of marine life and then travel up the food chain and eventually end up in humans. Remember that credit card that we talked about? But there are ways to stop this, and right now there are people, businesses, and global movements out there that are making a difference by going plastic free. Let's talk to some inspiring folks who reduce their plastic use and try to go plastic free, not just in July, but every single day of the year. They show that we're all able to make small changes in our lives by choosing to refuse one single-use plastic at a time.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
It's just rolling, right?
Yes.
Okay. For my family, this is something that's really important that we've been working on for many, many years. Several years ago, we learned about how there are microplastics making their way into the waterways upon which we live. So we did a plastic audit where we looked at what was coming into our house and whether or not we'd be able to maybe never buy that piece of plastic again. We could live without that product, or could we come up with simple swaps and simple solutions? It's really important that when you're looking at how you can reduce the plastic in your life, you do it in small little steps that work for your lifestyle. They work for where you're at, they work for your financial situation, and they work for your family situation. One of the things that we did in order to reduce the plastic that was coming into our house was we looked at all of the groceries that we brought in, and we figured out that a lot of our produce was coming pre-wrapped in plastic. So we made a commitment to always bring a reusable bag to the grocery store and purchase the loose produce so we wouldn't have to bring in that plastic bag that can't be reused and can't be recycled.
There's lots we can do to reduce the amount of plastic that we use, whether that's by refusing plastic straws when having a drink or avoiding bottled soft drinks. But we also need to address plastic use and plastic pollution from a global perspective. If we as individuals reduce our dependency on plastics, then our society will have to adjust too. So I challenge you to, for the next week, choose one thing that you can do to reduce plastic waste in your life. You can do it.